We are live. Welcome back to the On 3 podcast, everyone. I have missed you all. I have missed doing this with my brother right here.
Yes.
If you have forgot, am Salvi, one of the co-hosts of this podcast. I have my... You want to say?
Oh, what do you want to call me? Co-host, best friend, whatever. My name's Naveed.
And we are back with season 2. We have been on
Officially.
a long sabbatical.
Well, that's what we want to call it, eh?
Yeah, it was a sabbatical. We hit the 23 episode mark.
Yes, we did.
And then
we hit that shit hard.
And we were like, I bet. Sayonara, peace, whatever you want to call it. And but we realized how much we missed doing this, how much we enjoyed doing it while we were doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Life came in the way, but now we are back to being committed to it. Hopefully coming back to you with regular episodes. And we are going to be exploring different topics. So for season 2,
Yeah, what do we do different this time around?
For season 2, one thing we've realized. So season 1 was a lot of talk about tech, entrepreneurship, sports.
Dude, literally anything.
And I
really want to know if that's how
Drake versus Kendrick, a lot of that.
Oh, God damn it.
A lot of that. But one thing I realized while thinking through season 1 is, what do all those things kind of have in common? There's a common element to all that, which we didn't really explore much. But I feel like that's something that gets both of us going. And I think a lot of our listeners would also resonate to this, because it's an aspect of life, which is competition.
Bang.
Competition is everywhere in life, whether that's sports, Drake versus Kendrick, or the rap game.
Yep.
Whether you're building a business, there's always competition there.
Yep.
Even in life, you're competing against yourself to be a better version of yourself. You're competing sometimes against your peers. You're sometimes like we talk about evolution. Evolution is a whole aspect of competition. And not only competition, what matters is showing up when it matters.
Yep.
So how we want to brand season 2 going forward, and what we really want to explore, is what we're calling Game 7 Energy. Did we come up with that, or did AI come up with that? I don't know.
That's the best part. We don't know either. But we're gonna roll with that. And like you said, like competition, it's in every facet of life, right? It's not just like isolated to like winner losses and stuff like that. So we're gonna explore every facet of it. And what do we got going on today? What are we gonna start with?
So I mean, to also add on to that, it's not just competition. It's also showing up when it matters. Like, you may not be competing against something or someone, but do you? Are there examples of when you showed up when it matters in your life? Did I show up? Did different people, different things, different businesses show up when it matters? Maybe even a family member. We never know. And that is what we're really exploring in this season, which is that deep dive into when have people shown up? How have they rose to the challenge? How have they competed? And what all goes into showing up when it matters most. So to go back to your question, what are we doing today? We're going back to our friend sports.
Oh, that was great. I'll be the first to tell you, when that whole AI discussion going on, you can't say I was lost. I'm not a technical expert at that shit. But now we're talking about sports and AI. Now, like,
Even more lost, though.
A bit more, but, at least a bit more intrigued. AI is everywhere, yo. And when you take a look at it, and now from the facet of sports, it's like, where is it at exactly? And where is it going to be?
That's a great, so to go back, so recently I went to this one.
Let me guess, conference. Networking event.
Networking event. Bang. With one of the guys at MLSC who works on their AI side of things.
Yeah.
And it was pretty eye-opening in terms of like how AI is coming into the business of sports. Mm-hmm. Because if you think about it, even the business of sports is about competing.
Yeah.
You're trying to compete against other teams. You're trying to compete for the fans' attention.
More so than ever.
More so than ever.
Yeah.
And people's attention span is so low. You're also competing to get people's attention, because why would I spend 4 hours of my night watching a game when I could be on TikTok or something?
Really?
I'm just saying that's maybe that's how
the truth of it. But yeah,
maybe that's how the new generation feels. That makes me feel old. But it's all about competition, and teams are leveraging AI to get that competitive edge. So a few of the examples that I got from that person was how they're using AI in fan engagement, how they're using AI to automatically edit videos, kind of like how we do it, because we use, and we'll shout them out. Hopefully they give us a discount, Opus Clips, to come up with a lot of our clips. MLSC, they built an in-house version of essentially that.
Oh.
Where they feed it game clips.
Yeah.
And then it can just prompt it that, hey, I want clips of crowd reactions. And it gives it to you.
So like real time.
Real time. Or I want clip of people dunking. It's going to give it to you. I want a clip of Kawhi dunking. I want a clip of Kawhi's Game 7 game winner. It gives it to you.
Yeah.
And that's how they get the clips, and then they automatically edit them together and put it out in promotional videos and stuff like that, which makes editors' jobs a lot easier.
Yeah.
Makes it faster to push out content and engage your fans, and that's how you're getting a competitive edge.
Exactly. And you know, when you first brought up this topic, you're like, yo, let's do generative AI in sports and let's talk about it. I'm like, bro, like to what length are we going to keep going to and talk about like how analytics are used in sports? It's not just that. You mentioned there's the business side to it. There's the fan engagement portion, the fan experience, the players themselves, and then the actual competitive advantage of being the best.
Yep.
Business-wise, operational-wise, and then your actual team, down to the individual.
100%. And AI has influenced so much of what fan engagement is today.
Oh, for sure.
If you think about, let's say, dynamic pricing of tickets.
Oh, yeah.
So
gotta love that now.
I mean, man, I'm trying to go to the Coldplay concert. That's happening this weekend. I don't know if you saw the clips I've been sending you.
Yeah. You need someone to go with, right?
It's magic. It looks like magic. But guess what? The tickets are $700.
Magic.
I can't magically pull that out of my ass. That's what that is. So, but yes, and Toronto ticket prices are a whole other level for anything. You want a sports show, you want a concert, whatever it is. Toronto ticket prices. We drove all the way to Detroit, in the middle of nowhere.
And I'll tell you, that was quite the experience.
It was fun, a lot cheaper, but took 2 whole days.
Yeah,
just
to get that done.
When if tickets were cheaper here, we could have just stayed here.
Yeah.
But yeah, dynamic pricing. So in real time, it's analyzing how a team's performing, whether a player's injured or not, or available or not. Obviously, what the demand of the ticket price is, what the sentiment of the team is around social media, and adjusting price accordingly. And this AI has been there even before generative AI became a thing.
Exactly. It was in the form of primarily, let's say, what? Analytics?
Yeah, I mean, you can call it analytics. You can call it machine learning. So those technologies have been there for like a 20 years now, 20, 25 years.
Now it's just a different layer of it, right?
Now you're going into like large language models, which are like the generative AI that we talk about. But AI in that form have been there for a long time. Mm-hmm. And that's from the fan engagement perspective. Even like
for example, take a look at the logos that are on the NBA courts now. For example, like they're all digitized, right?
Yeah, it's just digitally input on top.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's that whole cycle of just trying to get as much engagement, like from the experience of a person watching TV, right?
Yeah. And I don't know if you heard about this one where they're using AI to do AI commentary.
AI commentary, like
live AI commentary.
So no Doris Burke, no Reggie Miller.
No. You pick the voice you want. You pick
the voice I want.
You pick the style you want, and it commentates on the game based on that.
So you're telling me I could get hypothetically Selena Gomez being like Miles?
We don't talk now.
Yeah, commentary.
I mean, if she licenses out her voice, sure.
Bro, that's actually really sad to hear. Like one of my side hustles was getting into commentary.
You could license out your voice, become famous through this podcast, and then people
that could be intellectual property.
My voice? Of course, it's your voice.
Oh, nice.
I mean, that was a whole controversy with OpenAI, because I don't know if you used the ChatGPT voice model.
Yes, I have.
Sounds a lot like Scarlett Johansson.
Just with a bigger brand. No, I'm kidding. sorry. Go ahead.
And the conspiracy is OpenAI offered Scarlett Johansson money to actually officially appear on it, like be the voice, but she declined. But when the voice model eventually came out,
Yeah.
it still sounded like Scarlett Johansson. So they probably trained the model on her voice. And so people were like, oh, like you still used her voice. But they declined it. They're saying, no, it's different, but whatever. But it
Yeah, I
sounds
wouldn't
like
be
Scarlett
surprised if Sam Altman's that guy that just really likes Scarlett Johansson.
I'll just say I really like talking to it, okay?
Yeah.
I actually go into a lot of deep talks with it. Not gonna lie.
Which brings me exactly to my point, bro, which is like you're telling me all this great stuff about generative AI and how it's being used in sports. And like I honestly think it's just the tip of the iceberg. Like it's gonna go even deeper and deeper as we, progress with the years later. But like where do you kind of have that fine balance of like, is it really giving you a competitive edge? Like, for example, in baseball, I don't know if you know, but I think somewhere in the early 2020s, they had this thing where a lot of teams started doing extreme defensive shifts.
Mm-hmm.
So basically what that means is if a batter had a tendency to extreme hit right or to the left, they would do extreme pulls in their defensive shifts just to gain an edge based on the intel, through data that they were provided. And it would basically increase the likelihood of predictability.
Yeah.
MLB, what they did, MLB out of all leagues in 2023, they banned that mechanism. So teams can't do extreme defensive shifts anymore because they're like, oh shit, batting averages are going down for batters and the level of predictability is going up and the game's getting quote unquote more boring. They banned that shit.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's in the numbers what works and what doesn't. Have you watched Moneyball?
Oh,
talking about baseball.
Yeah. You remember that, eh?
Yeah, I do. Brad Pitt.
Yeah. Great movie.
It was a great movie. And there's a reason it was a great movie.
Yeah.
And it showed you how
important.
And that was early. How early analytics
Yeah.
came into play in picking players
Yeah.
who were maybe not regarded as stars,
Yeah.
but how they all fulfilled a specific need that the data uncovered,
Yeah.
and how that was used to propel that team to heights they never thought it could achieve, or anyone thought they could achieve.
Yeah.
If you think about basketball from that sense,
Mm-hmm.
Indiana Pacers this year, they had no business being in the finals. Like, who did they have that's a star? Halliburton, Siakam?
Yeah.
Would you consider them
Not
Curry,
superstar,
LeBron
but just
level?
that
No.
2-tier, right?
2-tier. But what they played was a heavy brand of analytics basketball.
Really?
A bunch of threes and swarming defense. Their defensive philosophy was like full on analytics.
Yeah.
And they have obviously there's a lot that also went into it, but the thing is analytics gave them a game plan that they all bought into as a team.
Yeah.
And they excelled at doing that, and which took them all the way to the finals. Like no one expected them to beat the Cavs.
Yeah.
No one expected them to beat the Knicks. Even the Bucks without Dame. Bucks still had Giannis, which was a much bigger superstar than anyone else.
Yeah.
But analytics propelled them to that, which is one way of thinking about it.
Yeah. So let me be the devil's advocate here. Moneyball, when it came out, as the movie implied, it was one team doing all these data-driven decisions to, propel their team to heights and inducing a competitive advantage, right? That led them to have that level of success. When eventually multiple organizations, multiple teams within an organization or league have that accessibility to data and they're making data-driven decisions to quote-unquote gain a competitive advantage. What does the competitive advantage look like when everyone's has accessibility to it?
I mean, then
because Moneyball was one team hypothetically doing that thing, and then da. You know what? I'm convinced. If you look into it, Daryl Morey, he was on like a lot of these forums in relation to AI and shit.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I think like the 2016 or 2017 Rockets? I think they were one of like the first teams to like really go in on like this whole data-driven
free ball. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And then it just changed the whole landscape of the NBA because they're like, oh, we got to hack.
Yeah. I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised.
The 3-ball is a great equalizer, is what they call it. Like, you can be less talented, but as long as you're draining enough threes, you can still win.
Yeah.
And that wasn't the data, of course.
Yeah.
Right.
It supplemented that.
But I mean, you have a point, which is like, if everyone's doing that,
what's the advantage?
Yeah.
It's just like you have the same deck that I do.
Maybe then the advantage comes up to who's the more talented team. No more game plan. Is just straight up who's more talented.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Yeah.
Like it's like almost going back into a cycle of, well, what was it like in the 90s? That's why, dude, it's so insane to compare like generations Because like it's literally not 1-to-1.
Man, if a team from, let's say, the Raptors from this year were to face the MJ's Bulls are getting blown out.
This year, bro, even take the 2019 Raptors against the whatever.
But the 2019 Raptors actually won the championship. I'm talking about a trash team like this year's Raptors would probably beat the Bulls easily.
Why is that?
Who won the Bulls with shooting threes?
What kind of game are we playing? Is it the NBA today or the NBA in the 90s? It's a total different game.
It doesn't matter. The rules are still the same.
Correct, but the officiating.
We're just playing under the same rules still.
Yes.
So then, even let's say we were allowing hand checking, doesn't matter. Who's hand checking all the way out to the 3-point line? If Curry's pulling up from half court, who's hand checking him?
So now this gets into another layer of, generative AI in sports, which is like the tools that a particular team or an organization has to gain that competitive advantage down to the players. You have said, and many other folks have said, candidly, that the league is more talented than ever.
Yeah.
100% true?
100% too, yeah. Listen, if you put like the 12th man on, we'll use the Raptors as an example. Who's the 12th man on the Raptors?
The rookie.
What's the name of the guy?
The guy that didn't want to be on the Raptors.
Oh, no, that guy.
Oh, no, I meant, I got into the NBA. Go ahead.
Let's say Grady Dick, okay? Let's give the guy a bit more shine, as if he hasn't had it enough on our podcast. But let's say Grady Dick played for the MJ Bulls. He'd be in the starting five, 100%.
Yeah, probably replacing Steve Kerr.
Yeah. He'd be like a supercharged version of Steve Kerr.
Yeah.
Kerr wasn't taking as many threes as Grady Dick.
Correct.
And Dick would be coaching the Warriors right now.
Keep going. You're right. Yeah, wasn't taking as many threes.
And, he was highly efficient, but also because he wasn't taking as many threes. And the way the players are movement shooting these days, the way the players are defense nowadays, like you look at some clips from back in the 80s or 90s.
Yeah.
They weren't playing like as much. The players weren't as athletic as they are now. Like most of the time, MJ dominated because half the time he was going up against plumbers.
Correct.
Like you could say the toughest competition he faced was the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah, Dominique that
was the only athletic team he faced, and that gave him issues.
Yeah.
Now, OKC, super athletic. Celtics, super athletic. Every player on every team is athletic, except the Warriors, apparently, because they're old as fuck. But
I totally agree with you. But I'm going to go back to the beginning of what you just said on this podcast. Evolution.
Yeah.
Evolution. There's a form of competition in evolution in life.
Yeah, but that's the thing about evolution. Evolution comes out of competition. In order to win, you got to evolve to the next version.
Yeah.
Right? The league has evolved.
Yeah.
And
so has the skill set.
And everyone now is better than everyone that was in the past.
True. How much of that do you factor in with like injury prevention? Biggest bullshit ever, for example. I'll call this out right now. You tell me how much data fucking Ty Lue had to analyze to sit freaking Kawhi Leonard for 20 games in whatever season that was. Load management.
Yeah, I feel like
injury prevention, longevity of careers and all of that stuff. I know for a fact that teams are now using data to supplement those decisions now as well, which from a player standpoint makes 100% makes sense. But now from the fan experience, like you're having a trade-off there, right? From a business perspective, you're also having a trade-off there because people come to watch superstars. Your superstar is not playing for load management purposes, yada, yada, yada. Like now there's like multiple variables associated to that one decision.
So you know what the data is saying based on that now?
What?
To reduce the number of games. So that's where
if they do that, bro, you cannot like hypothetically 2035, 2040, whoever's a superstar, right? Compared to now, you can't even have that discussion anymore. Like what does that discussion look like? Points per game?
Yeah, points per game. Maybe, but like the thing is, you saw this year how many people tore their Achilles. Tyrese Halliburton, Dame Lillard, Jason Tatum. And didn't someone else tear their Achilles earlier in the year? Oh, James Wiseman. I bet I don't know. Who cares about that? Kyrie Irving tore his ACL. And you know a thing or two about specifically two.
Two specifically. Yes. Can't be going for a third.
Kyrie Irving tore his ACL.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people think that had they load managed and the game wasn't such a 82-game grind, that the game wasn't played so fast now. Because you see now, before, they would walk the ball up slowly.
Yeah, it was methodical.
Not as much running.
Yeah.
Now they're just sprinting back and forth, back and forth, back
Yeah.
and forth. And not only that, before, if you look at old game footage, right? And we're specifically focusing on basketball because that's the sport we know the most about. But if you look at game footage, teams on offense, most of the time, it'll be one guy handling the ball and everyone else kind of just standing in their positions.
Yeah.
Minimum movement. Phil Jackson with the triangle
Triangle.
introduced a bit more movement,
Correct.
but not moving as much as now.
Correct.
Now, let's say you look at a footage of Steph Curry. This man is running a whole marathon in the game.
100%.
He doesn't have the ball. He's running from one corner to the other, going inside, setting a screen, running back to the other corner, running back down, going up. And every player, especially shooters, and now everyone's a shooter, have picked up on that and have implemented that into their game plans. So no one's really standing around anymore. Everyone's constantly moving and running and moving and running. And the amount of impact that has on your limbs, obviously, it's like now they're starting to measure it because like when you compare for how much people used to run and move at that time to now, it's exponentially higher. And that's definitely has an effect on all these injuries. And I know I know a lot of teams are now using AI and these predictive analytics to even predict how likely is this athlete to get injured. And then if it says that, oh, this athlete has a likelihood of injury on this or that, then they'll pull the trigger. They'll pull the trigger and they're taking preventative measures so it doesn't happen. But clearly it hasn't picked up to the point yet where it's like picking up the speed of the game. And all these things are, again, dealing with probabilities. You're not going to be perfect. And it's always learning and refining.
So when you get to that topic of, trying to optimize based on the data that you have and making appropriate decisions, where do you kind of draw the line between like instinct versus optimization?
Yeah, so that's the thing.
People like Kobe, people like MJ, people like, I'd say even Durant now. I'll put Curry in there too and LeBron. These guys are known for their instincts. They're known to be quote unquote killers of the game. How do you measure shit like that, right?
So let me put it in a different way for you. Fuck. Let's say 3 seconds on the clock. You're down by 2. Or fine, you're down by 1. And you're the shot to win. Kobe's on your team.
And I got a timeout?
And you got a timeout. And the coach says, the AI says, Derek Fisher should take the shot from 28 feet. And we're going to run that play. What would Kobe do in that situation?
You think bitch-ass Kobe going to listen to like Siri or AI? Come on. That goes against Mamba mentality.
Mamba mentality, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's going back to the larger discussion around analytics in sports.
Yeah.
Some players and certain figures are just so much greater.
They defy data.
I truly believe that.
Yeah. I don't
Players
think data
like
supports dogs.
Man, do you remember back in 2016, when Curry was lighting it up?
Yep.
2K could not keep up with how good Curry was doing.
Yep.
You couldn't hit a shot from 40 feet on 2K, but Curry was draining them every game.
Correct, because what Curry was doing was a bad shot. What he was doing, like...
Analytics would have said it's a bad shot.
Exactly.
Not for Curry.
Because...
And that's where the Hooper, we have this guy on Twitter, I don't know if you know him. It's called Ball Don't Stop.
Yeah.
He's he's a Toronto-based dude, but he's like pretty big among the Hooper community. Like he does a lot of sports commentary, pretty big on Twitter, does sports coverage and all that. And he coined this term. It's called pure Hooper. So he takes it a bit like his favorite player clearly is Kobe. Second favorite player clearly is KD. Okay. Third favorite player is probably Kyrie.
Yeah.
So you can see his archetype of players.
Exactly.
And he calls them pure Hoopers. So Hoopers who hit from mid-range, who are killers. They'll take a bad shot at the end of the game if it was a bad shot. Like think of LeBron. LeBron probably reads a lot of analytics because he'll make the smart pass at the end of a game.
Yeah.
He won't force up a shot.
No.
So he's making the analytically sound play. But
making the correct basketball play, which could be driven from analytics. Yeah. Yes.
But the whole argument that a lot of people have is if you're that great, analytics don't matter. The correct basketball play don't matter. You're taking that shot because you're the best guy on the team. You're the greatest player on the court. Mm-hmm. And so you do what you have to take the last shot and win the game. And so his archetype of that is pure Hooper. He doesn't call LeBron a pure Hooper. He didn't call Curry a pure Hooper for the longest time until I think 2022 when Curry like went off against Boston. And he's like, no, this man's a pure hooper. So that's the whole concept of pure hooper. But now you could, if you look at the numbers, let's say if I were to take that guy Baldwin Stop as he puts KD over Curry any day, right? If you look at the numbers, KD didn't impact the game the way Curry did.
Mm-hmm.
KD, and we've had this debate multiple times, but KD might be better at getting a bucket from mid-range, but Curry impacts everything else. And that other impact shows up in the numbers. So now, I mean, I feel like Steph is a different case where Steph's numbers also support Steph. Eye test also supports Steph. But there are a lot of players where the numbers support them. Eye test doesn't necessarily support them, but they make impact elsewhere that you wouldn't necessarily see if you're just relying on eye test and that pure like hooper instinct.
Yeah.
I feel like you need to have a different level of instinct to understand that. But when a player is that great, like it does rely on instinct a lot. I feel like I think KD said this in one of his recent podcasts.
Oh, with Nash and LeBron?
With Nash and LeBron.
I love when they talk, bro. It's like literally X's and O's.
Man, they're talking about pure basketball.
Pure
I love it.
basketball.
But what he was basically saying is analytics matters for people who are shit. Or analytics matters for the guys who are like, role players.
Yeah.
He's like, for me, you know who I am. I'm KD. Like, and he had a sound reason for that too. He's like, everyone's spacing the floor out. And so everyone's defense is now focused on the 3-point line.
Yeah.
So the guys who stand out are the guys who can take that, get to the middle where defensive attention is less, and hit those shots. Now, can everyone hit mid-range shots? No. Is a mid-range shot going to be good for everyone? No. But for some people, that is a much better shot than being guarded at the 3-point line and jacking up a contested three.
Exactly. And that's where like analytics, like it's gonna hit a wall because you're like, yo, middies are nothing anymore. Like no one likes midi. You go to a pickup game, everyone's shooting threes. Any of that stuff. Look at Shea. What is he? Mid-range killer.
Mid-range killer, yeah.
Kevin Durant, mid-range killer. The reason he talks shit is because he's 90, 50, 40 for like God knows how long.
Yeah.
So it's like.
But I feel like people, that's where people get analytics wrong though.
Yeah.
I think if we were to dig into the number, analytics would also say for KD, a mid-range shot is a good shot. But anyone else of you bumfucks, don't take mid-range shots. Just space the floor for KD. That's probably what the number says too. Yeah. But people generalize it too much to the point where it's like, oh, it's threes or nothing.
Yeah.
It's threes are at layups or nothing. But there are guys like Kobe, KD, Kyrie, who have it in their bags to do a lot of other different things. Yeah. And if you dig deeper into the numbers, you probably will arrive there. Analytics generalizes a lot of things. Mm-hmm. And so generally, threes are better, layups are better. But middies are way better if you can capitalize on it, like KD, Shea, CP3 is a mid-range killer.
So it's safe to say AI is not going to kill the killers. They're here to stay.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
Think about a future.
I want a level of unpredictability in the game, man. Look at the last 6-7 years of the NBA.
Yeah,
different champion every year. I like that shit.
I do, but I think it goes back to that point of a lot of parity came because of analytics. Because you just said if everyone's following what analytics say now,
you're right.
Where's the differentiation? And so if everyone's levels because if you think about it, who's like a juggernaut now? No one,
man. Because everyone's trying to do the same thing.
I think if Curry didn't get injured, he could have beat Boston. He could have beat OKC, and then obviously Indiana.
Yeah, and obviously Indiana,
especially without Halliburton having his Achilles. So it's anyone's game, and I feel like analytics did make that. Now, is it a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. Like, I personally probably prefer having like a one dominant force that everyone's going after, like the Heat era.
You like Warriors the storytelling of the NBA. That's what you.
I do. Yeah. So and that's actually a good point that you bring up. Mm-hmm. Storytelling is a deeply human element.
Yeah.
It's humans like stories. Humans like telling stories. Humans like following stories. Mm-hmm. With AI, I feel like one of the things that's happening when it comes to like any competitive space or any space in general, it's making things robotic. It's making things based on an algorithm, right? Like think about, okay, what's a moment that you'll remember forever where you showed up when it mattered? We'll do that next episode. But for now, competition's very much going to be alive, but AI is impacting a lot of it. And over the next however many episodes for this season, that's what we're going to explore. Today we explore sports. Stay tuned on the next episode where we explore a bunch of different things. Anything else you want to say?
No, that's good. Can't wait to get it again. Let's go.
All right, let's go. On 3. We out. Welcome back, everyone.